Hey guys, it's Dolly Princess, and today I'm going to be giving you guys a makeup tutorial for the Dolly Princess look. So keep on watching. I like to have matcha and water both together when I'm getting ready, just so I can be hydrated but also have a sweet treat. Out of order than what most people do. But I do my contour first, like I line that first. I do it on my forehead, and then I have like divots in my hairline right here, so I like to do a little bit there. And then go into my cheekbones. And then I also like to do just two on my chin, like that, just so it looks a little bit pointier and slimmer. And I also do my nose, but as you can tell, I have a little bit of this really harsh line, and that's because I tried to use Sachu's Hazel lip stain as contour, and it didn't really go that well for me. But this is how I contour my nose. I just bring it up like that. Okay, I use the Maybelline Fit Me concealer in medium for my under eyes, and I also kind of just use it for my face. Once I have my concealer set in place like this, I like to kind of just paint my under eyes. I like to spread it and let it dry a little bit. And then with the excess product that I have on this, I like to line my brows. So much cleaner. And then I take my my NYX micro brow brunette pencil, and I like to elongate my brows. Yeah, that's pretty much what I do on my brows. Sometimes I add a little bit of sparseness in the inner corners. We can do that today. Okay, now I blend. I'm gonna blend the concealer before I blend the contour. I used to be really not in love with my features. I don't know why. I just really hated my eyes for the longest time ever. But in the past few years, I've just been obsessed with Tim Burton. And I think loving his films made me love my features. I've always been told, are you okay? I literally have a resting sad face. And I think it's mainly because of my eyes. But I have learned to love it. And then I blend what I did with my brows. I'm gonna set my under eyes. I used the Kosas powder. The lid broke, but I used it in Feathery Cloud Set. And I take one of these things and pat just a little bit. And I take a good amount to do my eyelids. I like to set my eyelids so they don't crease. So next, what I do is blend the contour out. I like to do my face before my nose. I need to charge my MacBook. Okay. And then when I blend my contour on my forehead, I kind of like to go into the hairline. Ooh, we look so fab. Okay. Then I use a brush like this. I use both ends for the contour on my nose to blend it. Oh my god, sometimes the nose contour low-key looks crazy. And I have to blend it out with my finger. Okay, not to worry. Okay, that looks decent, that looks fine. Sometimes, if I want a heavier bronzer look, I use the Chanel Cream Bronzer in, Tan Deep Bronze, that's the shade. And I go in with this, but today I'm not gonna do that. I'll take my YSL bronzer. It's a powder bronzer, and I don't know the shade. It doesn't say. All Hours Hyper Bronze. Anyways, it's this color, and I like to take a brush like this, which I also use for blush, and I put it right above my contour. I warm up my forehead. I kind of bring it in here. And that is what I do with my bronzer. I figure out what's next. I move on to blush, and I take my Patrick Ta Duo Blush in the shade She's That Girl. Oh no, She's Different. It's Oh She's Different. I need to delete this. This is the shade, and I like to use a little bit of the cream just with my fingers, kind of go horizontal, and I like to put it on the tip of my nose, and then I take the same brush I used bronzer with, and I use the powder. And I do the same thing with Too Faced in the shade Head in the Clouds. So I use Head in the Clouds. It's a very pink shade. I love pink when it comes to like my makeup. And I add that on top of the Patrick Ta. Next, what I like to do is take this Swan palette by Flower Nose, and I use the lightest pink over here. I also like sometimes go for more of like a light beige rather than pink, but all I like to do is just put it on my eyelid, especially closer to my lash line is kind of where I focus it. Like it just brightens my lid. So now I like to take my Naked Urban Decay Metal Mania palette, and I use the shade Sound Tower right here. Obviously I use that a lot, but I take this kind of brush, it's like a freckle brush, and I dip it into the brown, and I start putting on some freckles. I also like to focus it like horizontally. I don't like to put it anywhere else. Like I try not to go up, I just try to go straight. These freckles kind of help me blend out my contour on my nose. I like to do that with the freckles. It just looks more natural. Yeah, you can see it. Those are the freckles, and I blend it out after it sets for a little bit. But what I do for my eyes, this is the real Dolly Princess stuff. I use this NYX Epic Ink Liner. And I put on my eyeliner. I usually do a double wing, so that is what we're doing today. I feel like I stop breathing when I put eyeliner on. So my liner, I like to kind of just go straight out. I don't like to go upward or downward. Sometimes I go a little bit down, but I usually just go straight out. And that is what I typically do. Like that, and then I draw the line and connect it. Oopsies. If I mess up, I just blend it. I don't really care. Yeah, that's fine. And then when I draw it like that, I try to just go really close to the lash line and bring it to my mid-eye, like middle of my pupils. But it's important to be very thin. See the difference that makes? And then I take my liquid liner and I just draw a little triangle over there and darken the upper. Like that. So when I go in for the bottom liner, this is the scary part. Okay. Like that. I don't know if you... Yeah, that's all I do. I will say it takes practice. Like, I didn't get it on my first try, and it looks crazy right now, but once you have mascara on and everything, it looks better. The first time I did double liner, I had to like stare at my eyes and kind of map out where I wanted it. This is absolutely inspired by Marilyn Monroe, the double liner. that's another person that's helped me, like, I feel like love my features, because I watched her eye makeup, like, look, and, like, I tried to replicate that, and that's what made me fall in love with my eyes as well. Her and Tim Burton, very big inspirations of mine. And I like to use the same liner, and I draw some fake bottom lashes on that line, like very small ones, and then it'll blend in with my lashes when I put mascara on. As I'm editing this, I'm realizing I completely forgot to put the white waterline. Also, this looks crazy because I took a nap, but I used the Jumbo NYX eyeliner pencil in the shade just like white, the white one, and I put it in my waterline. So yeah, make sure you do that. So next, I take my Rare Beauty highlighter in Enlighten, and I take that same freckle brush that I was using earlier. Okay, no, I can't find it, so I'm gonna use this brush. Anything tiny will work. And I like to put a little dot on my nose, and I like to put it on the top of my cheekbones, and I blend it out later. Now I just blend it with my hand, and I kind of just blend the freckles that I did earlier. And I also like to go under my brows. Next, I take Lash Princess. I'm gonna open another blind. My Lash Princess mascara, and I really want to try tubing mascara. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that, but it seems like it's healthier for your lashes. When it comes to like heavier looks with eyeliner and stuff, I don't always curl my lashes. I actually typically don't, just because I don't want my lashes looking crazy. I just want it to kind of lay a little bit more flat, if that makes sense. Like if I curl my lashes, it's like wide-eyed, but I want this to be more of like a seductive look. And then I take the tip of my brush and I kind of either separate or I kind of put together some lashes. I have a couple different lip combos. I just mess around with it, but I'll show you my typical one. I usually use this Ulta Beauty lip stain. It's supposed to be the Benetton dupe, but I use it in, I don't know if it has it here, but it's like a plum shade. But I use this on my lips. I like to go higher where my Cupid's bow is and kind of fill it in. The Chanel lip gloss, it's clearly nearly done. This is how much I use it, but it's in Rouge Cocoa. That's the color. I really love the Chanel formula when it comes to lip liners and lip gloss. Sometimes I go in with the e.l.f. lip gloss and I do it in the center if I want more shimmer, like that. When I know I'm gonna go to somewhere where I'm gonna be like photographed more, I do put on these fake lashes, and this is a perfect example. I cut the ends of it and just use 2 of these for the outer corners of my eyes, just so when I'm photographed with flash, it's like shows more like amazing. This is the end of my makeup tutorial. I know you guys have been wanting this for some time, so sorry it was so late. I always just end up like going off track, and so that's why it took me so long. But thank you guys for watching, and comment your favorite part about this video, or if you guys have any makeup recommendations down below, and I'll see you guys whenever.